Beep bloop. You want to do it this time?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to rob you of that. That's my favorite part of the show. Hello, world.
Bleep bloop. Hello, world. Welcome to Road Games with the Bloody Jug Band. For the Bloody Jug Band, I am Cragmire.
I'm DeathRay.
And I'm Stormy Jean.
Road games we play on the road where we banter, bullshit, and try not to get in too much trouble with our big mouths. Stormy is the resident game master. What game are we playing today?
Today we're playing a game of Fight, Fuck, Kill, Chill.
Ooh, that was the first one, wasn't it? That was our...
The very first game we ever played. Yeah, we're bringing it back for season 2. Okay, and Stormy, in this game, or people at home watching, Ray and I are going to fight it out about who we would fight, who we would fuck, who we would kill, and who we would like to chill with.
In a specific genre, though. We're not just willy-nilly picking people.
Sure, so in that specific genre, who are we dealing with today, Stormy?
We're dealing with Attitude Era wrestlers.
Well, a little bit after my time, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, I was more the Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Ted DiBiase.
All right.
Well, we both have a lot of attitude, so I figured it could be more appropriate for us.
And I've done quite a bit of wrestling in my time.
And who are the 4 candidates?
We have Stone Cold, Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, and The Undertaker.
Okay. And I think The Undertaker spanned a couple of genres, a couple
He was
eras
coming
as
in
well.
right as I was getting out.
Right.
Do you have to have Paul Bearer? Do you have to have Paul Bearer in the mix?
Well, I think that Paul Bearer would be there watching regardless of what's going on.
Creepily.
Rest in peace, Paul Bearer. Okay, so Fight, Fuck, Kill, Chill. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, also known as Dwayne Johnson.
Triple H.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and The Undertaker. Yeah. My favorite wrestler of all time.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I would think so.
Not Ric Flair.
No, I mean, I like his hair and the woo, but I mean, I don't. The Undertaker for me, from a young adult to a old young adult. Yeah.
Favorite wrestler, right?
I would probably have to go. I was always a big fan of the Road Warriors as far as a tag team. That was my tag team.
Sure.
But if I'm going to have a favorite wrestler, it's a toss-up between Ric Flair and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Those were my 2 favorites. I did not miss many matches for Ric Flair and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Mr. Number Wonderful.
Well, I remember being in high school and being a collegiate wrestler and
you were in college and high school?
Oh no, is that not professional wrestler? What do they call that?
Amateur.
Amateur wrestling. Yeah.
Greco-Roman.
Yeah. Shoot style.
Like shoots a ladder.
That's it. It's funny that I never won any championships, but I won the academic award every year for my
wrestling.
For my grade point average. My grade point average was the best.
That's the only reason you made the team, really.
Yeah, but I wanted the coaches. I brought up all the degenerate kids as C's and D's. I brought the entire school's the team's grade point average
GPA up.
Yeah. But Stone Cold Steve Austin meant a lot for me at the time because in the beginning of the Attitude Era, drinking the beers, flicking off the man, he had a lot of attitude, and I think that as a young teenager that I needed a dose of that.
Right. Didn't have nearly enough.
No. Well, it's tough with these guys. I'm gonna fight The Rock. It's because I think The Rock of that era was obnoxious. That was the Rock that did the whole. I can't do it. Can you do it right? The eyebrow.
I had very little exposure to that. He smelled something that somebody.
Right. Something was cooking.
The Rock is cooking.
Yeah, and
an extraordinary sense of smell from what I can remember.
Yes, and even though I like The Rock a lot, Dwayne Johnson, I do like his acting career. What he went on to do, I feel like.
I think physically he looks much better as an actor than he ever did as a wrestler.
Sure. He was taking the steroids weren't working right for him at the time.
Super bulky and
weird nipples. It was strange. So for the bitch titty kind of weird nipple thing and
is that why you wore the low cut today? In honor of that.
just because he had, like you said, such a good sense of smell. I'm gonna fight The Rock.
I can smell you coming.
I mean, I think that I guess I'm gonna. It's tough. I'm gonna fuck The Undertaker.
How's he your favorite?
Well, he's my favorite. Also, you know, his nickname was the Dead Man. Never, you know. I think it's a lot of street cred to say I fucked the Dead Man.
Again.
Yeah. So, but also, you know, he's a big dude, super imposing. Like his look, long hair.
I think he would be least offended by it, probably.
Sure, because he, you know, hey, if that's
how you got to get down.
Yeah. Mr. Taker, can I do mine? Sure, kid. Whatever you need.
Call me daddy.
And I've also heard, because I've watched a lot of listened to a lot of podcasts on wrestling and things.
I watch a lot of documentaries.
A lot of documentaries on wrestling. You know, they say that the Undertaker, until he recently retired, was pretty much the general of the locker room. He really, you know, took everybody under his wing and was a good leader.
I didn't know that.
Especially because he stayed way longer than a lot of these other guys.
Yeah, had a super long career.
Yeah.
Like, he had like that old school wrestling career, like the Jake the Snake Roberts type wrestling
Exactly.
career.
So, you know, I think fucking the Undertaker. Not because I'm really into his look. I probably would fuck The Rock if it was just based on looks. It's something about his Cuban or whatever, Puerto Rican.
But not as a wrestler. He was always good.
Yeah. But he dressed nice. The Rock dressed really nice. But so I'm gonna fight The Rock, fuck the Undertaker, I'm gonna kill Triple H. Because even though I do like Triple H as an adult or as a human being, and what he came into, and later his intro music was from Motorhead, because he changed his name to The Game, and
The Game.
Yeah, you know, and then Motorhead had a song called The Game, and "Are you ready for the game?" And he would come out. So I thought that was cool because, you know, Motorhead and I have an affinity. But at the time, he was part of this group, this faction called the Generation X, and they would do this like suck it thing, and it was super fucking obnoxious. And he was like the ring in China. China was his like
his lady.
His lady.
Which I love China.
Well,
that shit crazy.
Maybe we should flip China into this, you know.
More of a man than I'll ever be.
Yeah, the guy who was back in the day, the 1, 2, 3 kid.
Right?
Oh yeah, she is dead.
That's why we can speak that way.
Yeah, left wrestling, got into drugs heavily with the guy who was X-Pac. They were a real thing. Who was also an X-Pac, who was the 1, 2, 3 kid back in the day in wrestling. He was part of Generation X and got in with her, and then they both did lots of drugs. And she got into porno. And
got into a coffin.
Reality show, I think, her and Brigitte Nielsen. Maybe not, I don't know. But I'm gonna kill Triple H, and I'm gonna chill with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I think that's a good list
because I'm gonna drink the beers with him. I think he's a cool guy. I probably would have rather chilled with the Undertaker, but that would have meant I had to fuck Stone Cold. And I think that given that he's meaty, he's old, he's got a bum leg. Obviously, both fans of the Broken Skull Challenge, Broken Skull Ranch. So I think that he's got lots of stories. He's got his own podcast, Stone Cold. I think that
movies.
Yeah, he's got a lot. I mean, not any good movies, but I think that Stone Cold's a cool guy.
He's got as many good movies as we do.
Maybe less. But I think Stone Cold's a cool guy to chill with, and got a hell of a lot of stories, and just a salty, cool guy. From Texas or whatever the hell, so the Texas Rattlesnake. So I think he'd be a cool guy to chill with, you know. And so fight the Rock, fuck the Dead Man, chill or kill Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, also known as Paul Lenoir, I believe, and chill with a Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Texas Rattlesnake. Right. What do you have for me?
I am going to fight the Undertaker.
Okay.
I don't know if you've noticed this.
Tallest of all. I think he's the biggest man.
I don't know if I'm not the tallest of all of us.
Not all of us in the car
or in life.
Yeah, sure,
basically,
sure.
Yeah. I am right above one of the casts of the Wizard of Oz.
Romeo and Juliet.
I'd have been the king of Romeo and Juliet. I had that shit on lock.
Okay.
But so I'd want somebody that height difference, I think is going to jack him up. He's probably going to kick me one time and stop my heart. So not going to be well for me, but I think that I kind of be scrappy, get around him, maybe climb up on his back, do some weird stuff to his head, like maybe fuck him in the ear or something while we're.
Oh, you'll be like
something
crazy.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly. I want it to be so like, oh, I didn't see that coming like this. Where'd this come from? He only comes up to my belly button.
And if you did the tombstone, because normally those guys are between his legs, but if he did the tombstone with you, you'd biting at his dick.
Right, I find like it's
because
like it's the last meal on earth. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I am going to fuck the Rock.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's because he could smell it.
Yeah, he knew it was coming. He smelled me coming.
Yeah.
That's what he was cooking. He was cooking up some good old loving for me. That's
okay.
I would have to kill.
Is there other reason? I mean, he's clean. He looked like a.
Yeah, I don't think he looked dirty at all.
Yeah,
I think that. I think he probably had a bleached anus from way back. I think he was bleaching anus before anybody else.
When he was playing for Miami Hurricanes,
right?
Whatever. He was already
for the Packers.
Already getting in there.
He wasn't playing for the Packers till I got there.
Got it.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
I would kill Triple H because I literally have the least exposure to him, so it would mean nothing to me.
Okay.
And I would like to chill with Stone Cold Steve Austin. A huge fan of the Broken Skull Challenge. I didn't watch him wrestle a lot, but I knew of him and of his persona. And I thought that was kind of in the true spirit of wrestling. Like he didn't have to go all creepy coming out with, didn't wear makeup, didn't have this big costume or elaborate. Like he seemed like just a good old boy that gonna fuck shit up. And
I do think he was also one of the first guys that, because I think that he was in WCW and then went to ECW for a little bit, cut some promos, got over, and when Vince McMahon called him, he's like, "Oh, Steve, we're gonna call you the ring master, like the master of the ring." And Steve's like, "Yeah, that's fucking terrible,
it doesn't work, right?
And that's yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, thanks, Vince. But he did harken back to, like, WCW had a lot of people's names, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, where if you went over to WWE, WWF at the time, I believe, they were the big boss man, Shaka Zulu or whatever.
Right, they had already lost Hulk Hogan and
they didn't have
Jim Duggan, those guys that made that.
Everybody had to have some fucking crazy persona. Obviously, it worked for The Undertaker, probably the best, the weirdest gimmick yet, one that he made, last for a long time.
It thrived, yeah.
But Stone Cold was like, listen, I'm a badass. I'm just going to go out there and be myself. I'm going to do what I would do. And that changed, changed a lot of things. Yeah. And I think was the one who retired Jake the Snake at that time as well when he came in.
Can I tell a wrestling relevant story? You may not see this as the fans. I'm
bonus.
Tell
this
bonus
on,
footage. Yeah, if we get to do after the season bonus footage, you may get this. So years ago, I was in a band, Sugar Free Music, and we got asked to use one of our songs as the intro music to a local wrestler, amateur, somebody trying to make that transition into so we were all super excited about it, and 3 or 4 of us from the band go out, and there was about a dozen people there. There were way more wrestlers there than there were people there watching. Central Florida Fairgrounds here in Florida, our home. And,
but like the early days of the Bloody Jug Band shows,
more people on stage than in the audience.
Sure.
So the guy that he fought, though, he had a specific move, and I guess the other, 9 non-band members that were in the audience were all super familiar with this guy.
Okay.
Now, this guy was not as big as either one of us, like as far as muscular goes.
Okay.
But his move was the thumb. Like he would come out like the guy, he'd kick the guy in the head or something. He's all, writhing around on the ground like, oh, he's fucked up my universe, and he would put the thumb up in the air, like the thumb. Put the thumb up in the air, like, ooh, like, do we get in the crowd like those other 9 people? Thumb, calling it out, begging for it.
All right.
So then what he would do would get down on the ground and prop this guy up on his lap like he's going to spank him. I just spit all over you. I'm sorry about that.
That's right. I'm excited.
He's excited.
Right. Like he was going to spank him.
Yeah.
And he jammed his thumb in that dude's ass. That was his move. That was his wrestling move.
Ooh, I like that.
Was to give somebody the thumb, like... I don't know that you could have pinned
when I was a collegiate wrestler, we called that checking the oil. But we would twiddle our hand in the ass crack, and the guy would be so distracted by us sticking our hand in his ass, he'd be like, "What the fuck, dude?" And bam, pinned. You can call me a pussy, but I just pinned your ass. But never did the
oil.
Yeah, checking the oil, but never did the thumb. Was probably the better thing. That was probably a legal move.
The thumb, like calling it out though.
Woo!
Like I do like checking the oil though. That's a
Thumb.
It's
Check
not
the
oil.
oil.
Not going to be on the next album, but the follow-up album. I am sure we're going to have a checking the oil.
Checking the oil song.
Yeah.
Okay, about fingers in the butthole.
We'll probably it'll reference some driving, I'm sure, but inevitably you will know. The insiders know that we're giving them the thumb.
Keep it locked right here.
Shout out to Impractical Jokers. Thumbs up.
For the Bloody Jug Band, I am Cragmire.
I'm DeathRay.
And I'm Stormy Jean.
We will see you on the road.
I like that.
Yeah. All right, starting off strong.
That was an easy one to get
That
going
was 16 minutes of just pure fucking gold.
Hey, can I push that button?